This slide beautifully sums up the thoughts of the poet. According to him, animals are placid, self contained, they commit no sins, no greed for more, they're kind, they sleep peacefully, no desires, they don't complain, they treat all as equals, no wrongs are committed, they're always happy and clear at heart. Now, one of my students, when I was teaching this poem, in the class asked me, ma'am, animals, they do hunt, they do kill other animals. So why does that they don't commit any wrongs or they don't do any sins? So obviously animals they kill others, but it is to fulfill their hunger, to satisfy their hunger. They are not hunting for pleasure. So it is nature's law. So you will not find any animal killing for more. They kill one animal, they satisfy their hunger, and after that they don't kill any more till they are hungry. You won't see any lion or any tiger killing all the animals that are around and storing them. So it is man's nature to accumulate things. So humans are, they're greedy, they commit sins because of that. They are awake all night. They have never ending desires. They kneel and pray because they are guilty conscious. So they're dissatisfied, demented, grumbling, they're materialistic, guilty conscious, discrimination, stressed, and they're always complaining. Now, this is the self evaluation test that I have posted along with the explanation literary device. This is the previous video. So you can attempt these questions. Very short questions are also there. And after that, you can come back to these answers. Now, these are the list of all the chapters and the poems, and this is the writing section that I've already posted. So you can check any of out of these and you can prepare for your exams. And of course, you are at English for All Reasons Good. Kindly subscribe to my channel, give it a thumbs up, and now let's move ahead. So now we come to the very short questions. These are 1 mark questions. The word in the poem that describes animals as calm is placid. What do you think keeps man awake during night? So it is the sins of the man that keep them awake. In what sense animals are not demented? Demented, I already told you the meaning is craze or madness. So animals, they are not at all crazy for material possessions, whereas humans are. Now, what is the reason for dissatisfaction among humans? So, humans, their greed to accumulate more and more, they're not happy with what they have, they're never ending desires, all these things, they are the reason for dissatisfaction among humans. So, you can obviously write them in your own words. Now, the poem, it is written in free verse. Now the next question, what do tokens represent in the poem? Tokens, they represent virtues like kindness, compassion, contentment, etc. Conceal is the opposite of evince in the poem. It also means to show. Now what does the poet wonder? The poet wonders from where did the animals get those virtues? Virtues, the tokens here. What does the poet say? Humans have dropped negligently. So, according to the poet, humans have dropped the virtues like kindness, peace, satisfaction, contentment, compassion. So, humans have dropped these virtues negligently. What is the tone of the poem? The tone is reflective and thought provoking. Now, we come to match the words from the poem with their synonyms. These can come in multiple choice questions, so that is why they're important. So, placid, it means calm. Sweat and wine, it means complain. Sins, the synonym is misdeeds. Demented is madness. Kneel, it is bow. His kind is raise. Tokens, virtues, and evince is reveal or to show. And the opposite with it, it's conceal. Now these are the 2 marks question. So what 2 reasons does the poet give for living with animals? So this is very important. 2 reasons in the beginning, right in the beginning of the poem, the poet explains why he wants to turn to animals. So the poet says that since animals are so placid, they are calm and at peace with themselves, and they are self-contained, that is, they're independent, self-satisfied. So he would like to live with animals for these 2 reasons. Next, why does the poet stand and look at animals for a long time? The poet has developed admiration for animals for the virtues of being at peace with oneself, calm, satisfied, and independent. He stands and keeps on looking at them, appreciating these qualities in animals. As he observes them, his respect grows for them and he wishes to live with them and be one among them. So, as during the explanation in the previous video, I told them when it is written that he stands there and looks on them long and long. So, one long it is for duration and the other is for desire. So, he observes them and his respect grows and he wishes to live with them and be one among them. Now, the next one. What is the significance of the opening line? The poem, it begins with the expression, I think I could turn, signifying the poet's disapproval and displeasure at the life of human beings. So this is important. It's disapproval and it's displeasure. So he feels animals are calm, quite satisfied and at peace. They are not restless and an unhappy lot, like humans who lead an uneasy and stressful life because of their unending desire. So because of this, the opening line is very significant because straight away the poet he declares that he wants to turn towards animals or wants to be one among animals. Why don't animals sweat and whine about their condition? Animals are satisfied and at peace with themselves. They don't have any desires or greed for more. They don't blame anyone for their lot or grumble over their condition. Thus, they do not sweat and whine ever. Now, on the first slide, when I started, so you need to actually remember those virtues, those qualities, the characteristic traits that are given for animals and for animals, because most of these will be repeated in all the answers. Now, fifth question. Why, according to the poet, animals sleep peacefully? According to the poet, animals do not do any wrong with anyone. They are not in any kind of race with their fellows to possess more. Therefore, they sleep peacefully as they don't carry any burden or guilt of committing any crime or for insulting or offending someone. So they don't even weep for forgiveness for the sins committed by them. They treat all other animals as equals. So since they don't do any wrong, they don't commit any sin, so there is no guilt inside them, and that is why they enjoy a peaceful night's sleep. What makes the poet sick and why? The poet says that people boasting about their good deeds and charity in the name of God makes him sick. So this is sickening for the poet. People, they boast about their good deeds. So they do charity, they do something good, and then they come back and they boast about it. So the poet says that makes him sick. He says this often leads to discrimination on the basis of religion and deepens the gap between rich and poor. So this is not at all good. What are humans crazy about but animals are not? The poet says that humans are crazy about possessing material things. They are not satisfied with what they have. This madness to accumulate more and more leads to frustration. On the other hand, animals do not show any such behavior. They don't have any desire for materialistic things. They are satisfied and at peace with themselves. Explain mania of owning things. So it's almost the same. It means the craze or madness to accumulate and possess things. The poet says that this has resulted in a race which everyone wants to win. So this is what we are going through right now. So it is a race, we are in a race and we all want to win this race. So the result is frustration, stress, anxiety, hatred, jealousy and crime. How does the poet bring up the idea of equality among animals and how is it different from humans? The poet says that animals do not show their submission before anyone. No one bows before any saint or even their ancestors who have lived thousands of years ago. They consider all as equal, equal in every sense. No one yearns for more. Thus, nothing makes them sad or happy. Now, what relations are shown to the poet and why does he accept them? Animals show to the poet that they represent humans in some way. Humans too had these virtues which animals possess. The poet accepts the idea of having a connection with animals and possessing these virtues in the past. Now, this is important. What relations are shown to the poet and why does he accept them? But the relations here, as I've already explained in the explanation in the previous video, so relation here means a connection. So as the poet observes the animals, he is reminded that these virtues once existed in human beings also. So he can feel a connection between the animals and human beings. So that relation the poet is talking about. So animals, they show to the poet that they represent humans in some way. So humans too have these virtues which animals possess. The poet accepts the idea of having a connection. So standing there and observing, so the poet accepts this idea that yes, we too had all these virtues once. So accepts the idea of having a connection with animals and possessing these virtues in the past. So now we come to the long question, the 5-mark question. The last two lines of the poem beautifully sum up what the poet has been pondering. Discuss. So what the poet has been thinking or pondering throughout the poem, the last two lines sum up that idea. So what is that idea? Let's do it. So the last two lines of the poem, I wonder where they get those tokens. Did I pass that huge times ago and negligently drop them? So these two lines provide the answer to what the poet has been wondering. The poet feels that animals are far better than humans in all ways. They are calm, satisfied, do not run after material things, treat everyone equally, do not discriminate against each other on any basis, do not hate and sleep peacefully at night as a result. So these are all the qualities, obviously, that the poet has discussed in the poem. So he says that because of all these animals, he feels they are better than humans. Then he says, they do not indulge in unnecessary show off and charity in the name of God. He admires animals for these qualities and accepts these virtues to be the highest. He then wonders from where animals have adopted all these virtues. So now, as he has seen all these virtues, he feels that from where animals have got all these virtues. And then he is reminded of the golden time of humanity when man possessed all these virtues. So then he is reminded of that golden period. And then he says, did I pass that way huge times ago? So here he wants to say that human beings many years ago possessed these virtues and enjoyed peaceful times. But as time passed and man progressed, he negligently dropped these virtues somewhere on the way. So did I pass that way huge times ago? So many, many years back. So when times they were good, living was simpler. So man had all these virtues. But then on the way to progress, man dropped these negligently. So, as time passed and man progressed, he negligently dropped these virtues somewhere on the way. So, with progress and possession of material things, man has become poor in character. So, now at the stage now where we are, so we, he says, are poor in character. Thus, the last two lines are an eye opener for man to realize how, in the process of evolution and development, he has lost the basic virtues of humanity. So, man needs to imbibe these virtues again and work on the flaws in his character. So, this is how the poet sums up the idea. Obviously, he leaves us with the question for us to ponder upon, that what had happened or where things went wrong. So, this is the idea that the poet feels that this might have happened, but the poet wants the readers to think and to realize where things went wrong. So, this is the poem. I hope that no questions are now there in your mind and you were able to do all these questions. And of course, that's all for today. And this poem is prepared for your exams. So do subscribe to my channel because I'll be uploading other chapters and other poems that are left. Watch the playlist and take out all the videos and revise for your exams. Give this video a thumbs up. How helpful did you find it? Do give me a nice comment and share this video with all your friends. Follow me on Instagram so that I can keep you updated with my next video. So happy preparation and score well in your exams. Bye for now.